Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to remove the white paper background from your scanned line art and marks in Affinity. Now, I'm a Photoshop user and I'm learning Affinity now, hoping maybe I can stop having to pay for my Adobe subscription. And so I've been doing a lot of learning here, trying to figure out how to do what I'm used to doing in Photoshop over in Affinity. So you might notice that I'm in Photoshop right now. This is not Affinity. I'm going to just show you how I'm used to doing this process in Photoshop, and then I'll show you how I do it in Affinity. And it's just going to be both instructive. You'll learn how to do it in both apps, and it will be insightful. You'll see how those two things are different. So let's get into it. So I'm in Photoshop and my goal is to remove that paper and all the textures behind it so that I have just the black artwork in a nice clean way. There's a transparent background, but I also want to preserve some of those nuances inside, like the textures and the shades of gray and stuff like that. I also want to boost the contrast so the blacks are richer and again, the whites are clean. So I'm going to just go to my layers panel here, and at the bottom there's a little adjustments button, and I'm going to go to the levels adjustment, and that creates a levels adjustment layer on top. And I'll just zoom out so I can see the whole thing. I'm going to slide the left slider in until the blacks start to look nice and dark without crushing all the more subtle gray values. And I'm going to move the right slider in towards the middle until the paper texture more or less disappears. And that looks pretty good to me. So I'll close out of that. And the next thing that I want to do is hit Command A to select all, Command Shift C to copy merged. And then I go over to my channels panel. I'll just bring this up here so you can see it as well. And I'm going to create a new alpha channel. And I'm going to paste from my clipboard everything that I copied. And I'm going to hit Command I to invert everything. And then I'm going to hold Command and click the thumbnail of the alpha channel, and that loads anything in white as a selection. With that done, I'm going to go over to Layers, and I'm going to just create a new solid color fill layer in, I guess, black for now. And I'll hide the original layers, and as you can see, we have all these black marks and whatnot over a transparent background. Now, just so you can see that nicer, I'll create another layer of white background so that you can just see all those subtleties still there, and there's a nice contrast. So that's how I do it in Photoshop. I'll save this, and then I'll take you over to Affinity, and we'll do it the Affinity way. So it starts very similar. I'm in the Layers panel, and I go down to this little adjustments button here, and I'm going to hit Levels. So far, so good. Same thing. I want to make my blacks nice and black without crushing all the grays. So about there. And then I'll go on my white level slider and move that in towards the left until the paper starts to disappear. Now, I can do this both in Photoshop and Affinity. If I hold Option while I'm sliding, I can have a better view of what pixels are actually being affected or clipped. And so I basically want to move this until all that noise in the black areas or in the spaces in between my elements disappears. So that's when I know I've cleaned up the paper texture and it's nice and clean. And I can even do that on the black side. Like, I want to just move this until just the darkest parts start to get black, and that looks good to me. The other thing just to notice as a difference here while we're here is that Affinity separates the black and white level sliders, whereas Photoshop will put them on the same kind of horizontal plane or dimension, but they're basically the same thing. So let's close out of that. Here's what we need to do next, and this is where it's much different than Photoshop and actually takes fewer steps to get to removing the background. I'm just going to merge these layers so that it's flat. So I'm going to select them both and right click and hit Merge Selected. That's necessary to do this next step. I just go to Pixel, Filters, colors, and then erase white paper. And that's it. And while we're here, I'll just add a new fill layer of white so you can see those shapes more clearly. So they're nice and black and contrasty. There's lots of subtle textures and nuances left intact, but the background has been totally removed. Now I'll show you one little extra difference. I won't get too deep into it today, but in Photoshop, what you end up with is a fill layer that's been masked with the inky marks that you made. And what that basically means is if you click the thumbnail of the color in the layers panel and then hit other colors, it will change the color. This is a grayscale document, so you can't really see that changing colors. So I will just copy this fill layer and put it into a new document here, and you'll see what I mean. I can change the color by clicking the swatches. We're back in Affinity, and I'll show you that if I click these inky marks and try changing colors in the same way, it doesn't work. Even if I were to copy these inky marks and then put them in a new file, that's color, and I try changing those color swatches, nothing happens. So if I want to do the same kind of thing where I have adjustable color fills, the way I would do it is this. And there are different ways of doing it, but generally speaking, I need to make some kind of layer with color that's easy to change. So on top of that layer, I'm going to create a new fill layer. I'm going to make that fill layer the red, and then I take that inky texture and I drag it in the layer into the thumbnail of the destination layer, this fill layer. And now I can change the color of that fill layer just like I can in Photoshop. So I'm back in Photoshop just to show you that the layer that we created is its own separate thing, and you can move the whole thing around. Whereas in Affinity, I'm going to go back to Affinity now. If I try moving that layer, it doesn't move at all. So what's going on here? I actually have to select the mask itself, and then I can move it, and then it kind of behaves a little bit more like Photoshop. There's a lot more to it than that, but for now, I'm going to leave it to that. Now you know how to use Affinity to remove the paper background from black line art, and you also learned how to make it recolorable. And if you are new to this idea in Photoshop as well, then you've learned how to do that as well along the way. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped you. If it did, please let me know with a comment. And just a heads up, I have a class called Inky.af on Skillshare that shows you exactly how to use the kind of technique that I've just showed you here to make actual illustrations. That's called Inky.af. It's on Skillshare. I'll leave a link in the show notes. My name is Mr. Tom Froese. I will see you in the next one.